The sixth house, or Bhava, the struggle, Taurus rising, part 1. Taurus rising is grounded, sensual, and security-oriented, ruled by Venus. This native seeks stability, beauty, and emotional comfort in the material world. Yet with Libra as the sixth house sign, their experience of daily struggle is filtered through the aesthetics of balance, refinement, and fairness. Libra, ruled by Venus as well, brings harmony, tact, and social intelligence into the terrain of work, health, and conflict. This means the Taurus rising individual must bring elegance into effort and grace into adversity. They are asked not to bulldoze through problems, but to resolve them with equilibrium and design. This house activates at ages 6, 18, 30, 42, 54, 66, and 78. Libra in the sixth house reshapes struggle into negotiation. These natives are not drawn to brute force, but prefer to disarm tension through diplomacy and mediation. Workplace challenges are handled through fairness, strategic alliance, or aesthetic refinement. The Taurus rising personality, steady and comfort-seeking, merges with Libra's impulse to organize and beautify, turning mundane routines into rituals of order and ease. Yet beneath this grace lies a deep craving for harmony that can become avoidance when conflict gets messy or emotions run raw. Venus rules both the ascendant and the sixth house, creating a double Venus dynamic, softening how the native handles enemies, illness, and stress. This does not imply weakness, but a distinctive style of coping, through tact, elegance, charm, and relational finesse. These individuals are attuned to social rhythms and may dislike discord in work environments, preferring cooperative teams or client-facing roles where harmony is key. Their version of the warrior is the negotiator, the one who brings balance to broken systems without visible battle scars. This placement enhances grace under pressure, but also reveals how much energy goes into preserving peace. Over time, these individuals learn that not all conflict is bad. Some discomfort is necessary to create real justice or wellness. The Taurus rising wants consistency. Libra in the sixth house wants equilibrium. When the two clash, the result may be passive resistance, indecision in action, or suppressed resentment. The real victory here is learning how to engage conflict beautifully, where standing one's ground still leaves room for tact. Physiologically, Libra governs the kidneys, lower back, and hormonal balance. Taurus brings attention to the body's pleasures and needs, and when under duress, this combination may manifest in stress-induced lower back tension, skin imbalances, or emotional eating habits. Wellness for them must feel luxurious yet balanced. Think artful meal prep, calm movement practices, and environments designed for peace. Their health thrives when routines are not rushed but ritualized, with aesthetic intention anchoring daily habits. Emotionally, they measure self-worth through usefulness and harmony. Work is not just productivity, it's a reflection of taste and care. If their work becomes chaotic or relationships at work become tense, they may suffer emotionally, even physically. Their sense of wellness is relational. They need to feel that others are pleased, that the system flows. Yet they must learn that constant smoothness isn't the only sign of wellness. Real growth comes from repair, not perfection. In childhood, they may have displayed a gentle willingness to help, often stepping into peacemaker roles within family dynamics. At 18, they may focus on balancing study, work, and friendships, learning to juggle responsibility with grace. At 30, many settle into service-oriented roles in beauty, wellness, law, or human-centered design. By 42, they begin to refine their service philosophy, offering healing not through performance, but through poise. Each age point helps them understand that true refinement arises from resilience, not resistance. Their brilliance lies in solving without shouting, fixing without fracturing, and healing through beauty. They shine in professions that blend service with art, counseling, mediation, styling, health curation, or wellness coaching. Their work is an offering of balance, their labor a quiet revolution in grace. They don't shine to overpower, they shine to equalize. And in that devotion to elegance amid adversity, they become living symbols of harmony under pressure. The sixth house, or Bhava, the struggle, Taurus rising, part 2. When Venus and Mercury conjoin in the sixth house, service becomes graceful, intelligent, and harmoniously expressed. Venus lends charm and aesthetic instinct. Mercury offers skill, articulation, and practical adaptability. For Taurus rising, Already Venus-ruled, this yoga creates a refined worker, someone who solves problems with gentleness and tact. They may thrive in wellness coaching, client relations, interior styling, or any profession where beauty and logic collaborate. When benefic, this conjunction bestows emotional intelligence in daily work. If afflicted, however, it may result in excessive people-pleasing, difficulty setting boundaries, or emotional burnout from overextending service in order to maintain peace. Venus and Saturn together create a yoga of poised resilience and elegant endurance. Venus refines and harmonizes, Saturn disciplines and structures. In the 6th house, this pairing grants the Taurus rising individual a calm, unshakable presence under pressure. These natives often work behind the scenes to maintain harmony in stressful situations, whether through administrative order, careful caregiving, or designing long-term wellness systems. If benefic, this conjunction offers consistent health discipline and grace under duress. If afflicted, it can create fear of confrontation, suppressed emotional fatigue, or guilt-driven service marked by duty rather than desire. Mercury and Saturn in conjunction form a yoga of systematic problem-solving and pragmatic refinement. Mercury plans and communicates, Saturn organizes and enforces. In the 6th house, these natives become logical strategists, strong in policy design, documentation, counseling, or clinical analysis. Their ability to solve complexity with structure and clarity is enhanced, especially in environments requiring diplomacy and order. When benefic, this pairing offers patient thinking and reliable productivity. If afflicted, it can cause mental rigidity, overly harsh self-criticism, or intellectual paralysis in the face of ethical conflict. Moon and Venus in the 6th bring a yoga of emotional sensitivity, artistic nurture, and harmonious caregiving. The Moon brings empathy and receptivity, Venus adds beauty and affection. These natives serve with heart, through food, touch, ambiance, or kind words. In daily work, they may become caretakers, therapists, or wellness providers who focus on emotional balance and aesthetic healing. If benefic, it supports nurturing environments and emotionally intelligent service. If afflicted, however, it may bring emotional entanglement in work, oversensitivity to workplace dynamics, or difficulty separating personal identity from service roles. Sun and Mercury in conjunction grant the power of eloquence and persuasive clarity in conflict resolution. The Sun provides confidence and visibility. Mercury brings analysis and precision. In the 6th house, this yoga benefits public-facing service work, legal professions, diplomacy, or client advocacy. Taurus risings with this yoga are equipped to handle injustice through speech and composure. If benefic, it supports verbal leadership and routine reform. If afflicted, it may result in ego-driven problem-solving, arguments disguised as diplomacy, or inconsistency in decision-making when pressured. Venus and Jupiter together in the 6th house create a yoga of devotional service and benevolent grace. Venus nurtures through relationship, Jupiter uplifts through wisdom. For Taurus risings, this conjunction turns mundane work into a spiritual offering: healthcare, education, artistic therapy, or justice-centered service. They radiate quiet faith and fairness and may attract supportive colleagues or healing environments. If well-placed, this is a signature of altruistic elegance. If afflicted, it may create overextension, martyrdom through service, or aesthetic idealism that avoids necessary friction. Mars and Venus in conjunction here combine assertion with softness, creating a balanced approach to conflict and competition. Mars initiates, Venus tempers. These individuals are warriors in velvet gloves. They defend what's right with diplomacy and fight injustice with style. In work, they may excel in fields requiring interpersonal grace under pressure: negotiation, fashion law, athletic therapy, or event logistics. If benefic, they are assertive without aggression. If afflicted, this pairing may result in passive-aggressive tendencies, inconsistent conflict handling, or romantic entanglements within the workplace. Sun and Saturn together offer a yoga of responsible leadership and ethical endurance. The Sun seeks to lead. Saturn forces humility and long-term thinking. In the 6th house, this pairing matures slowly, often creating professionals who earn respect through quiet consistency and moral strength. Taurus rising, already steady by nature, is here supported in becoming a figure others rely on during crises. When benefic, it fosters honorable reformers and disciplined healers. When afflicted, it may generate tension with authority, health repression due to overwork, or inner conflict between desire for ease and duty. For Taurus risings, Libra in the 6th house asks that they evolve from comfort-seeking into harmony-building, even in tension. These yogas show that service need not be sterile. It can be creative, humanizing, and graceful. Their path is not to escape stress, but to soften it, for themselves and others. Their real strength lies in their quiet poise, their ability to bring refinement to struggle. And when they work not just to fix, but to balance, they become custodians of beauty in the heart of the mundane. The 6th house, or Shatru Bhava, the struggle, Virgo rising, part 1. Virgo rising is analytical, precise, and service-oriented. Ruled by Mercury, these individuals navigate life through observation, discernment, and practical refinement. Their personality is composed, often reserved, and deeply focused on systems and improvement. With Aquarius placed in the 6th house, their experience of struggle, routine, and health takes on a detached, intellectual, and socially complex tone. Aquarius, ruled by both Saturn and Rahu, brings futuristic thinking, collective concern, and reformist pressure into the terrain of daily conflict. For Virgo rising, this means their logical personality must now navigate chaos through abstract structure, karmic detachment, and innovation. This house activates at ages 6, 18, 30, 42, 54, 66, and 78. Aquarius in the 6th house makes daily life a network of systems that often feel out of control, unpredictable, or ideologically tense. Virgo seeks order, but Aquarius thrives in disruption and reform. This dissonance teaches the Virgo native to work not just with what's perfect, but with what's broken, especially within teams, communities, or technological frameworks. Conflict is rarely personal, it is systemic. Struggle often arises in the form of institutional dysfunction, workplace politics, or health matters influenced by nervous system overload and environmental shifts. Saturn, as the traditional ruler, brings structure and karmic gravity to the 6th house. Virgo, already inclined toward disciplined service, now faces a heavier, socially embedded version of it. The work may be routine, but the weight is collective. These individuals are often called to take responsibility for larger group dynamics, creating efficient systems, managing teams, or navigating dysfunctional structures in healthcare, education, or government. Their precision is tested not by minutiae alone, but by their ability to tolerate chaos and respond with design. Rahu, the co-ruler of Aquarius, brings innovation, obsession, and disruption. For the methodical Virgo rising, this influence introduces sudden changes in health routines, technological complications in daily life, or karmic patterns in workplace dynamics. Rahu demands that they adapt, learn to manage the unexpected, master unorthodox tools, and think beyond the spreadsheet. These individuals are often drawn into modern work environments, digital systems, technical diagnostics, or reform-based service roles, where their ability to troubleshoot in real time becomes their edge. Physiologically, Aquarius governs the lower legs, calves, and circulatory system. Virgo risings may experience health issues tied to nerve regulation, blood flow, or stress responses, especially when routines become overly rigid or socially disconnected. Their health improves through structured yet flexible routines, community-based wellness, group fitness, breathing practices, and mental clarity rituals. A key lesson is that wellness is not just personal, it's relational and collective. Emotionally, Virgo risings with Aquarius in the 6th may feel overwhelmed by the impersonal nature of their service. Their inclination toward humility and order meets environments that are erratic, bureaucratic, or ideologically tense. They must learn to maintain inner clarity even when outer systems malfunction. When healthy, they become reformers, not reactive critics, but those who improve from within. Their power comes from applying detail within the chaos of the big picture. In childhood, they may have taken on the role of the fixer within peer groups, emotionally intelligent, often worrying about how to help everyone function. By 18, they start discerning where they are truly effective versus where they are overextending. At 30, many take on professional roles that involve managing complexity, information systems, analytical coaching, or workplace healing. By 42, they learn to be both precise and forgiving, able to improve without controlling everything. Their brilliance lies in how they bring form to the formless, building structure where none existed, bringing efficiency to groups that would otherwise flounder. They shine not by being rigid, but by being resilient. And in the unpredictable, sometimes chaotic theater of Aquarius's sixth house, they become quiet revolutionaries, those who make real change not through rebellion, but through refinement. Their struggle is not just to fix, but to evolve. The sixth house, or Bhava, the struggle, Virgo rising, part 2. When Saturn and Mars conjoin in the sixth house, structure fuses with action, creating relentless discipline in the battlefield of routine and resistance. Saturn commands persistence. Mars provides drive and precision. For Virgo rising, with Aquarius ruling the sixth house, this conjunction pushes the native to confront collective dysfunction with personal resolve. These individuals thrive in environments that demand technical control, ideological clarity, and long-haul reform. If well-placed, this yoga grants strategic endurance, karmic resilience, and problem-solving brilliance under pressure. If afflicted, it can result in nervous strain, authoritarian rigidity in service, or chronic burnout from relentless work without emotional recharge. Mars and Rahu in the sixth bring disruptive brilliance and tactical aggression. Mars wants to act. Rahu magnifies and obsesses. In Aquarius, this pairing electrifies the Virgo rising's approach to problem solving, often attracting them to high-tech work, innovation-driven systems, or crisis management environments. These individuals are reformers by instinct, fighting for change in healthcare, technology, education, or social justice arenas. When benefic, this yoga fuels digital mastery, fearless reform, and karmic activism. If afflicted, it may bring impulsiveness, ethical overreach, or explosive conflict rooted in ideological rigidity, masked as innovation. Saturn and Rahu together generate a powerful yoga of karmic engineering, structured obsession with progress, control, and system reform. Saturn slows down for precision. Rahu surges ahead with unconventional ambition. In Aquarius, this pairing for Virgo rising can produce visionary service workers, those who implement scalable systems, manage complex information structures, or drive institutional change through technology and policy. When benefic, it creates pioneers who reform outdated frameworks from within. When afflicted, it may cause anxious control, fear-based routines, or entrapment in bureaucratic red tape that they themselves helped create. Mars and Ketu in conjunction create a yoga of cutting clarity and surgical detachment. Mars slices through obstacles. Ketu operates from non-attachment and insight. For Virgo risings, this pairing in the sixth house of Aquarius generates an intuitive strategist, someone who can dismantle inefficiency or illness without emotional interference. These natives may excel in medical analytics, software diagnostics, or karmic service roles where clean action is more important than recognition. When benefic, it gives clean detachment in conflict and technical brilliance in healing. If afflicted, it may manifest as emotionally withdrawn service, suppressed rage, or conflict avoidance disguised as objectivity. Saturn and Ketu together in Aquarius create a yoga of structured renunciation, duty without pride, reform without recognition. Saturn builds, Ketu dissolves. In the sixth house, this pairing shapes Virgo risings into silent servants of social architecture, those who repair broken systems with little attachment to outcomes. Their sense of purpose is quiet but immovable. If well placed, this conjunction brings enduring integrity, selfless leadership, and mastery in collective healing. If afflicted, it may cause silent suffering in work, emotional detachment from service, or chronic health conditions with mysterious origins. Mercury and Saturn form a deeply analytical, responsibility-centered yoga. Mercury processes, Saturn crystallizes. In Aquarius, this pairing offers Virgo rising's intellectual gravitas in service roles, whether in law, data systems, teaching, or regulatory oversight. This conjunction anchors their mind in method, carefully refining each task to meet ethical and systemic standards. When benefic, it grants focused communication, durable logic, and skill in policy or reform. If afflicted, it may produce critical overthinking, fear of error, or speech repression in high-pressure roles. Mercury and Rahu together in Aquarius sharpen the mind toward unconventional genius. Mercury communicates, Rahu radicalizes. In the sixth house, this creates a thinker who challenges routine, reforms process, and questions the status quo of service or health paradigms. Virgo rising may become obsessed with knowledge systems, AI, neuropsychology, or futuristic healing modalities. If benefic, this yoga fuels original thinkers who innovate in times of crisis. If afflicted, it may produce erratic speech, mental hyperactivity, or obsessive fixation on fixing the unfixable. Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius bring principled administration and visionary duty. Jupiter expands belief and ethics. Saturn restricts for long-term gain. For Virgo rising, this conjunction in the 6th offers a mature, reformative approach to service, one that marries efficiency with meaning. These natives may work in policy, health equity, or institutional management, building better structures for collective welfare. When benefic, it grants wisdom in conflict and dignity in repetition. When afflicted, it may create internal philosophical conflict, disillusionment with bureaucracy, or self-doubt in the face of social responsibility. For Virgo risings, Aquarius in the 6th house brings the challenge of fixing what's not personal but systemic. These conjunctions show how struggle becomes strategy and how precision must learn to adapt to unpredictability. Their true power lies not in fighting harder, but in refining smarter. They are not here to manage the routine, they're here to reimagine it. And in doing so, they rise, not as servants of systems, but as architects of better ones. The 6th house, or Shatru Bhava, the struggle. Capricorn rising, part 1. Capricorn rising is disciplined, reserved, and determined, ruled by Saturn. These individuals approach life with caution, strategy, and a deep commitment to long-term mastery. Their personality is often serious and self-contained, shaped by endurance and a sense of responsibility from early on. With Gemini in the 6th house, the realm of struggle, work, and health becomes fast-paced, mentally stimulating, and filled with duality. Gemini, ruled by Mercury, introduces themes of communication, multitasking, and nervous fluctuation into daily routines. For Capricorn rising, who prefers structure and stability, this 6th house placement requires mental agility, adaptability, and a capacity to navigate distractions and disarray. This house activates at ages 6, 18, 30, 42, 54, 66, and 78. Gemini in the 6th house shifts the Capricorn rising's battle from the physical to the mental. Where Capricorn would rather build slowly and predictably, Gemini demands quick thinking, flexibility, and constant problem solving. These natives often find themselves in environments where duties are unpredictable, information is scattered, or routines are frequently disrupted. The lesson here is not to resist chaos, but to manage it through communication, curiosity, and intelligent adaptability. Mercury, the ruler of this house, governs thought, speech, learning, and networking. In the 6th house, it makes Capricorn rising prone to mental overactivity around work and health. They may become chronic planners or overthinkers, micromanaging every detail of their day to feel in control. Over time, however, they learn to differentiate between noise and signal. Their maturity lies in realizing that not every problem needs immediate solving, and not every question needs a perfect answer. In the 6th house of Gemini, refinement comes through mental discernment, not just hard effort. Service for Capricorn rising with this placement often involves teaching, writing, administration, data handling, or interpersonal mediation. They are at their best when translating complexity into clarity, whether in corporate communication, medical diagnostics, or logistical systems. Their struggle isn't rooted in lack of effort, but in managing the constant influx of ideas, stimuli, and tasks that demand prioritization. They must resist the temptation to do everything at once and instead learn the art of focused multitasking. Physiologically, Gemini governs the arms, shoulders, lungs, and nervous system. For Capricorn rising, stress often manifests in breath irregularity, muscular tension in the upper body, or nervous exhaustion. Sleep hygiene, breath work, and reducing cognitive overload are critical. They thrive when they honor the balance between mental stimulation and mental stillness. Their health depends on structured mental detox, not just physical routines. Emotionally, these individuals may suppress anxiety under the facade of calm efficiency. They rarely show how frayed their internal wiring feels, especially when overloaded with constant demands. They must learn that mental rest is not indulgence. It's essential. Gemini in the 6th house teaches that communication is not weakness, and that asking for help or simplifying tasks is a form of wisdom, not failure. In childhood, they may have taken on logistical or intellectual responsibility, managing school tasks early, helping siblings, or interpreting adult conversations before they were emotionally ready. By 18, they may find themselves juggling school, work, or social obligations, often playing the silent manager in group settings. At 30, many step into work that blends analysis with service, publishing, advisory roles, or healthcare communications. By 42, they begin to integrate intellect with intuition, learning to trust simplicity over complexity and rhythm over rush. Their brilliance lies in their ability to translate chaos into clarity. In Gemini's 6th house, the Capricorn rising becomes the quiet technician of daily life, refining systems, balancing tasks, and holding steady in motion. They don't shine through display, they shine through delivery. And in their capacity to weave order into the fragmented rhythm of daily struggle, they become the embodiment of quiet mastery, the kind that adapts, resolves, and prevails, one intelligent step at a time. The 6th house, or Bhava, the struggle, Capricorn rising, part 2. When Mercury and Saturn conjoin in the 6th house, structured intelligence and mental discipline fuse to create a formidable servant of order. Mercury thinks and communicates. Saturn refines and perseveres. For Capricorn rising, with Gemini ruling the 6th house, this conjunction anchors nervous energy into a methodical rhythm. These individuals excel in crisis analysis, policy enforcement, or task-heavy administrative roles. When benefic, this yoga produces logistical masterminds who fix systems with clarity and precision. If afflicted, however, it may lead to overcorrection, excessive self-criticism, or rigid communication habits that suppress emotional nuance. Mercury and Mars together generate tactical brilliance and verbal assertiveness. Mercury articulates, Mars acts. In Gemini's 6th house, this pairing produces fast thinkers and fast responders, ideal for emergency coordination, legal strategy, or systems repair. Capricorn rising with this yoga handles conflict directly with sharp intellect and strategic bite. When well placed, it gives mental stamina, persuasive speech, and the courage to tackle complex daily challenges. When afflicted, it may lead to verbal aggression, argumentative tendencies in work, or mind-body disconnect due to impatience and overreaction. Saturn and Mars conjoining in Gemini bring together cerebral pressure and physical control. Mars wants to move, Saturn demands restraint. In the 6th house, this yoga can be exhausting, but also deeply productive. Capricorn rising, already steady and pragmatic, learns to channel this tension into measured execution of daily duties. These natives can become specialists in efficiency, excellent in technical operations, physical diagnostics, or endurance-based service. When benefic, this gives inner grit and patient execution. When afflicted, it may result in chronic health stress, suppressed frustration, or exhaustion from doing too much, too rigidly. Mercury and Rahu in the 6th electrify the nervous system and intellectual ambition. Mercury processes and expresses, Rahu amplifies and disrupts. In Gemini, this pairing can make Capricorn rising's brilliant multitaskers, communicative disruptors, or sharp reformers in chaotic environments. They may excel in tech-driven service, political messaging, or urgent logistical work. When benefic, it grants linguistic fluency, adaptive intelligence, and innovative service capability. If afflicted, it may cause mental hyperactivity, deceitful speech, or burnout due to information overload and over-engagement in trivial conflict. Saturn and Rahu together in Gemini forge a yoga of karmic endurance and intellectual overdrive. Saturn builds structure, Rahu pushes boundaries. In the 6th house, this conjunction forces Capricorn rising natives to outlast systems that others avoid, dealing with social dysfunction, institutional pressure, or karmic work cycles. These individuals may become reformers in healthcare, education, or administrative frameworks with a cool, calculating lens. When benefic, this yoga builds an unshakable intellectual legacy. When afflicted, it leads to distrust, alienation, or chronic overwork from being mentally on. All the time. Mars and Rahu in the 6th activate explosive mental energy and aggressive service instincts. Mars fights, Rahu obsesses. In Gemini's domain, this combination makes for fierce competitors, those who use information as a weapon and strategy as their battlefield. Capricorn rising with this pairing often thrives in legal conflict, activist movements, or risk-heavy communication-based professions. When benefic, this yoga lends crisis brilliance and a fearless mind. If afflicted, it may lead to argumentative addiction, intellectual arrogance, or nervous system breakdowns from living in constant reactive mode. Mercury and Ketu in conjunction lend sharp perception and silent analysis. Mercury speaks, Ketu listens without reacting. In the sixth house of Gemini, this gives Capricorn rising natives a tendency toward intellectual withdrawal, offering insight without ego. These individuals may serve best in solitary research, metaphysical inquiry, or subtle diagnostic roles. When benefic, it grants intuitive intelligence and refined speech. If afflicted, it can lead to over-isolation, speech blocks, or difficulty applying knowledge in daily conflict. Saturn and Ketu create a yoga of detachment from results and a sense of duty without desire. Saturn works, Ketu renounces. In Gemini, this pairing can be challenging for Capricorn risings, draining their verbal engagement or dulling their enthusiasm for service. However, when consciously developed, it gives selfless endurance, karmic detachment from ego battles, and the ability to navigate conflict with spiritual clarity. If benefic, it grants patience, humility, and deep insight into human patterns. When afflicted, it can cause chronic fatigue, excessive solitude, or a dry, overly mechanical service routine. For Capricorn risings, Gemini in the sixth house is a fast-moving battlefield, but these conjunctions show that brilliance comes through grounded application of the mind. Their power is not in loud declarations, but in quiet execution. Their challenge is to calm the storm of data and demand, to focus not on doing more, but doing better. And in the end, their radiance is not mental noise. It is mental clarity sharpened through effort, structure, and the quiet authority of those who've done the work.